Today I'm going to teach you how to paper mache. You need your mask. If your mask has lots and lots of tape on it, you want to take extra paper and use just a little bit of tape to make it stick over top. That way your paper mache will actually stick to your mask. If it has too much tape, remember it will slide right off and frustrate you. For paper mache, we're going to use colored paper, and we're going to use the big rolls of paper at the back of the art room. And you want to tear the paper into pieces that are about the size of a 50-cent piece. And then you're going to start paper macheing. You're going to have a little bit of elephant snot. I like to put it on my fingers. You want to work it all the way through. You want this paper to be saturated, and that you will know that it's saturated because it's soaked all the way through the paper. If it doesn't have enough on it, it will be too dry. If you just get a little on it and try to make it stay, it won't work. If you have too much paper mache stuff on it, it's going to drip, and you don't want puddles of paper mache slime. When you start, you just kind of push the paper into place and shape it around everything that you have going on here. You want to make sure that you put your paper on in every which direction. If you think about fiberglass, the thing that makes fiberglass so strong is that all of those little fibers intermingle and weave in every which direction. You don't want to lay it like brick is laid in nice neat rows, because it's less sturdy that way as far as your paper mache goes. So you want to put it on here in every which direction. You also, I'm going to skip around a little bit here. You also want to make sure that you go slightly to the inside. And the reason that that's so important, notice I'm not dipping my hands a whole lot in there. I don't need a whole bunch. I want it to be, again, saturated but not super saturated so it's dripping. You want to make sure that you go inside the edge a little bit, because if you think about it like this, if you only go to the edge of your mask, when it dries, it's going to peel away. But if you go around the edge, when it dries, it locks in place and it doesn't go anywhere. So you want to, for sturdiness sake, make sure that you go around the edge of your mask. Now, while you're doing this, if your mask starts to collapse, what you want to do is take some of this newsprint paper. I'll use the yellow because that's what I have right now. And you want to crumple it up just like we did when we were making additions and stuff it inside your mask dry. That way when your mask dries, it will stay expanded instead of squished in like this. And if you forget to do that and your mask is like this and you come in and it's dry, when you paper mache it again and it gets all wet again, then you have another opportunity to stuff it and reshape your mask, because it will dry in whatever shape you leave it in. So when you put it on the shelf, you want to make sure that you put it over there exactly how you want your mask to appear. Now the other thing that I want to show you is how to make the finer details on your mask. You want to put 10 completely covered layers of color on your mask, because again, we want to make this strong. Miss Gamble should be able to pick up your mask and throw it against the wall and it not break, because your mask is so strong. So if we're adding the finer details to this, say I'm making an eye. I'll do that because that's one of the more complicated ones that we do. You want to add where the black pupil is. Right now it doesn't look like much of anything because I'm just putting that paper on there. Then I'm going to take a different color of paper. We'll do blue. This will be a blue-eyed thing. And again, notice I'm not using a whole lot of paper mache stuff. What I'm going to do is take my blue and actually shape it around the black so that the black becomes a circle. Right now I'm not worried about the outer edge of the blue. I'm just worrying about the inside circle being made. So you see now the circle of black that's there. Now I'm going to work on making the blue a circle just like our iris would be. And a lot of animals have irises just like humans do. So depending on what animal you want to make, you want to really look and see what you're making. So for example, a giraffe really just kind of has a black eye, but you'd want to make sure that you put the black down and then go around it with the yellow and brown that are on the giraffe. Because if you don't go around the edges or you try to cut this out, that's going to peel right up. You want to make sure that you use torn edges instead of cut edges, either by the machine or by a pair of scissors, because torn edges, for whatever reason, stay down much better than cut edges do. So now you see there's a circle of blue. And the last thing that you do for whatever detail it is you go back with your base color to kind of seal it in place. So I'm going to make this look kind of like a person's eye, even though this isn't a person. Let's say this animal looks like that. You want to make it shaped so I still see a little bit of the white. And it doesn't hurt to have lots of layers. All of that's going to make it stronger. It's a little too dry, so you want to add just a little bit more. Again, notice my work area. There's very little paper mache stuff on there. You want to make sure you keep your work area kind of neat and tidy. But this is how you would do spots, noses, tongues, any of this stuff. Everything that we make is done with torn paper. So good luck. I can't wait to see your masks when I get back.